Hi everyone, this is Mary. You are watching another little piece of my art, and in true me style, I decided to try and video all of my art supplies. I'm going to try to get them all in one video. We'll see what happens. You know, it's Easter weekend, and so my street is having like their party tomorrow, so there's tables set out and there's kids running around, and my dog has been losing her mind today. So if I pause a lot, that's why, but we'll try to get through it the best that I can. I have you on a chair so that I can show you things that I'm going to be setting out, you know, down there. And every once in a while, you're going to see my feet. Sorry about that, but it's hot. It's Florida. I don't feel like putting shoes on. So, let's see. I'm going to go through my drawers. I have this nightstand thing that looks like kind of this wicker thing, like think you know, Blanche and Rose and the Golden Girls, and it has 6 drawers in it, and I keep a lot of my art supplies in there because I do a lot of my art in my bed. I'm an insomniac, and a lot of nights I try to go to sleep and turn everything off, but it just doesn't seem to work, and so I turn everything back on and, you know, do a little bit of art. And so for that reason, I have a lot of it over here. So we'll start with this one drawer. This is the drawer where Sharpies go to die. As you can see, let me get down here. At one time I had my Sharpies kind of, whoop. See, I'm even going to hit the camera when it's out of my way. At one time I had these bundled up kind of together in color order. So, you know, reds with reds and blah, blah, blah. But then I go to reach for them and they come undone. So I love the Crayola signature markers, alcohol markers, and I love the Crayola take notes. These have a sharp point, like a pointy point. I think you can see, whereas the signature ones have a brush tip. So, you know, same but different, still Crayola. And I love these ones here. These probably are my most used ones, the Crayola take note permanent marker fine point, whereas this one just says Crayola take note. So they're in different like styles. But those are my most used permanent markers. So if there comes a day when I ever use all of these Sharpies, I will not be buying any more Sharpies, with the exception of these big fat ones. My husband used to get these at work, and you know, these big ones we use for mailing packages because you always have to write on those. I also like these, no, I also like these real well. I have repurchased these. So this is Sharpie, and this kind of has like an oval body style to it. And it has this tip here. So if you want to do a background on a page, you can go edge to edge and get that nice crisp edge on there. But as you can see, this is just chock full. I have browns. I did buy these ones here that look like, you know, a Copic somewhat. I did buy those at, I think, Montmartre is the store brand at Pop Shelf, I believe. So I did buy a set of those for a project that I was doing. So for something like that, I would buy more. But I mean, do you see how let's see if I can get you closer. No, that's farther. Is that closer? You see how deep this is. And you know, it's a shame I just don't ever reach for them. But you know, a lot of my Sharpies were gifted to me when my kids finished school and I cleaned out their rooms. There would always be Sharpies everywhere, so I would just throw them in a drawer. And, you know, I have went through these recently, about maybe 6 months ago, and threw out what didn't work. But just tons and tons. And, you know, I don't like purple, so we got a bunch of those. I even still have some of these big market ones that I did not like at all, except for I did have a set that were metallic, which were kind of fun. But what it is really is I don't like the smell of Sharpies at all. And the Crayola ones, permanent markers, do not have that bad of an awful stench to them. So these would give me a headache. Using Sharpies gives me a headache. And it also, like, weirdly dries out a part of my throat. So it's just, you know, I even have some of the super little skinny ones there, and some that were like colors that were not always available. So a lot of these were gifted to me. Like I said, my daughter, she bought me a couple different, when our grocery store named Kroger was closing in Ohio, she bought me a couple different cases of Sharpies, that where the case also came with the package. Let's see if I move you back, if I'll stop hitting you. I don't know, I'm not used to filming at this angle. All right, so the next drawer that we have is going to be pencils. Not all my pencils, but my pencils that are in packs. So these are essential oil pencils, which I just showed in a haul. I have not swatched these for you yet. They are halfway decent. I mean, really not bad at all. I would say it's very similar to the creaminess of a Crayola. So if you have a pencil lover in your life, these pencils might be a good gift for them. And I think they're called Lifelines. I took the paper off and I have it somewhere else, but I like to collect, you know, different pencils. I also have those pencils that are carved out of wood that look still like a branch, that my daughter and I each got a set at an art festival, and I can't find those, so I'm wondering if they got left behind back in Ohio. Here's the wrapper to that. Lifelines. So if you're looking for pencils, colored pencils that smell like essential oils, you might want to try something like this. They're really cool. I have no idea what my friend paid for them. As I said, she's a nurse, and like with the word Lifelines, I don't know if it's some kind of thing that maybe they sell for them. I really don't know. If you're a nurse, maybe you know. I have this set of Lyra Skin Tone in the fat pencils, which I really love fat pencils because they last a long time. And I have not swatched these for you yet, so that's on my to-do list, believe it or not. But I purchased these on eBay for $20. I saw another YouTuber have them, and she had said that she colored an entire coloring book with them, and, you know, they barely came down in terms of sharpening. And I think that's great, because I think most of us can agree that one of the problems with Prisma is that you lose half the pencil, you know, if you're doing a lot of work with it. And then the problem with Crayola or similar is that you lose feeling in your hand when you're working with that. So these were, you know, kind of an answer to both of my problems there. But having said that, I still love and adore my Crayola 24 set of Colors of the World. This is the first pencil I reach for whenever I am doing skin. So when I'm doing skin, I usually base it with a marker, which I'll be showing you those later. But yeah, I usually base it with a marker lighter than what I want the skin to be, and then I use these for all my contours and all my, you know, different if I want to make the skin look a little rosy cheeks and blah, blah, blah. So these are invaluable to me. I do have another set in the 150 set, and then I do have another set put away because that is how much I like these. So these are great. I can't say enough about those. I have a pack of Silly Scents that is just because I have to have whatever I see in Crayola. These were $1 or 50 cents or something like that at one of those places that has the buyouts from Amazon. So yeah, I just saw them and grabbed them, and they're fun to use because they smell so good, and of course they're, you know, Crayola, so you can't go wrong in my opinion. Also, I have in here, wedged in the side, this is my set of Crayola signature coloring pencils. You know, when they came out with their higher quality pencils, I do think these are higher quality pencil, but I had one or two that the core was off and they kept breaking, and it was aggravating me a lot, and so I probably don't even have those colors anymore. I think one of them ended up splitting down the side, and to me, if you're going to charge extra excuse me, for the pencil, then it should work, you know, well. But I do think these are very soft and buttery. I don't know if they had a bigger set than 24. I think I remember they did, and the price to me was too high, you know, so I keep looking. Maybe in Ollie's or something we'll end up getting the cast-offs. But if you've never tried these pencils, you like Crayola, but they're too hard for you, you'd probably like these. You know, it's just a matter of, and this sharpening was probably my fault because it was before I had a comb sharpener, and comb sharpeners have solved all my sharpening problems, period. So yeah, if you can get to Michael's and get a comb sharpener, I usually buy 2 or 3 at a time. And, you know, don't ever go past when it's, if you start to feel a little resistance when you're turning your pencil, it's time for a new one, unless you can get one with replaceable blades. But I still keep these because I do still like them. Okay. I have these watercolor pencils by Ibu. They're bad. They're terrible, but I love the tin, so as soon as I figure out who to palm the pencils off on, they'll probably be gone. They just are, well, I probably have swatches of them somewhere, but they're just, gosh, my hair is in everything. They're just, even if you, you know, use it not directly on the paper and with water on top of that, even if you use it on the side, there's just not a lot of color. Yeah, that's what you think it was. Not a lot of color payout on there. However, you might be able to use these as just regular coloring pencils. I should test that one time or another before I get rid of them. Here I have Crazy Art Neon pencils. I love these pencils. I think they only come in 12. That's all I was able to find or found, and that was at school time. And I amused myself for the month of October breaking my hands using these pencils because I think their neon is beautiful. Yeah, these are aces in my book. I think they might be better than Crayola. Hate to say it, but the colors, these rose, these beautiful pinks and roses. The blues aren't very good. Blues rarely are good with neon, but the rest of these I really like. So let's see. So let's talk about my favorite other brand of neon pencils, and I love their metallic pencils, and this is Royal and Langnickel. I have went through a couple of sets of these. They used to sell these at Five and Below for $2 a set, so I bought a set of the these neon ones, and I bought a set of the metallic ones, and I love them so much I immediately went back and got a second set. So now, of course, they're not in Five Below anymore because, you know, they just don't seem to keep stuff. So if you see something there and you like it, you should probably get it. But I really think that this brand, now I don't know what their regular coloring pencils are like. I don't have any. But for the special effects pencils, these are amazing. I have one that I've worn to a nub, and it's so tiny that I keep it in another place. But it's like an orangey color. It's so pretty. But I also do have these. These are Fine Touch metallic pencils, and they're okay. They're Hobby Lobby. There's nothing wrong with them. They're better than Crayola. For some reason, I just don't think Crayola does metallics and neons as well as they do regular pencils. So that's all of the metallic pencils that I have, because I think I've learned that it's just a hard formula, and it's not easy to get it good, to get it right, because I've seen people rating even the Derwent ones as not that great. I'm sure now if you were going to be on black paper or something, you might notice a difference. But for the things that we use them for as adult colorists and stuff, like you can see this gold one is low. You know, I use it for jewelry and I don't know, swords or that kind of stuff. These are fine. They're good enough for me. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, down here I have what's left of a big pack of Walnut Hollow oil pencils. So I was cleaning out my mother-in-law's attic one time, and I found this pack of pencils, and it said from Ben Franklin Crafts, which I used to work at a Ben Franklin Crafts. The price on these was $79.99. Okay, now I know they have a huge markup in those kind of craft stores, but I thought, well, they can't be bad. And she told me I could have them, and she goes, I have another box somewhere. You can have that one too. We searched everywhere, could never find it. She's never found it. But these were some of the first pencils that I used in my adult coloring books. And I use them in art as well, because they're very well, if you like oil pencils, you know they're very buttery, and I just like them. I kind of hold off from using them because once they're gone, they're gone. I've Googled them and can't find them anywhere. So yeah, there's that. Okay, here's my Fantasia pencils. So to explain my Fantasia pencils, first I have to explain my Fantasia pencils. So one time I was visiting my friend here in Florida, and she was going through stuff that she didn't want, and she found these, and she asked me if I wanted them, and I said sure. And I did not, I think I tested them and was like, yeah, they're, you know, crazy art or something like that, adjacent. And then I left them laying around for a long time. And then for some reason, I was coloring in one book one day, and they were sitting there, and I picked them up, and I started coloring with them. And I fell in absolute and total love with these pencils. I could not put them down. I couldn't quit using these pencils. So you know how we get scared that we'll never get to use them again or see them again. So I was like, hey, do you remember where you got those colored pencils that you gave me with the bird, the parrot on the front? And she goes, I do. I got them in the Cincinnati College bookstore. I'm like, oh, great. And she goes, yeah, and it was in the 90s. Yeah, okay. So, you know, I better not ever use them again, so I'll have them forever. Well, my husband took it upon himself to Google, and he found Fantasia colored pencils. So I think these pencils are from, where does it say they are from? Germany, I believe. If you're German, please, nope. England, right there, England. So these pencils are from England, and our very own Amazon has these pencils. There was nothing bigger than the 24 set, so he graciously gifted me the 24 set, and here they are. I'm not missing one. They're all just they slide over and squished over, but I love these pencils. I love these pencils. You know, I can't say enough about them. Okay, so next we have the Kohinoor woodless colored pencils here. So I saw these at my local thrift store, and I liked this nice packaging that they have. I have Kohinoor pencils, and I've always wanted to try the woodless, and they're beautiful. I love them. Would I like to have a bigger set? Sure. Am I going to order it? Probably not, because you see, we haven't even scratched the surface, and I have a lot of pencils, so, you know, I will use these and play around with them, and but they have some beautiful colors, and so I'm sure the bigger boxes are even better. But my box was brand new, still had all the stuff in there, and I was glad to find them at a thrift store, which is where I find a lot of stuff. Here's a blast from the past in my Crayola collection. This is Crayola called Multicultural. So before we had the colors of the world, we had multicultural. And of course I fell for it, but the colors in there, does it even tell you? No, they're so tricky. They don't even tell you on the back which ones they are, but they are totally the colors that are already in, like the bigger packs. For example, there's red, brown, harvest gold, dark brown, black, peach, and mahogany. So yeah, I thought that was kind of crappy of Crayola, but I suppose if you only had a small set of Crayola and you also wanted to try to do portraits with skin, maybe this would have been a good thing for you. So this was a recent purchase that I had shared with you guys, and these are pencils made out of recycled newspaper. So I have not yet swatched these for you. I'm going to do one swatch video coming up. But my friend, well, I call her my friend. She probably doesn't know I exist, but her name is Ice Hazelnut Channel. I saw her have these, and I just thought they looked so cool, but they're made from recycled newspaper. And, you know, it's quite a big set, 24, I guess. I mean, that's big to me when you think about portability, you know, to carry around. It's not big when you're looking for a color and you can't find it. But yes, these two are a nice pencil. I would say they are better than a Crayola. Gosh, it's hard to rate. Better than a Crayola, but not as good as... Not as good as a Prisma. Not as good as a Kohinoor. Probably as good as the Crayola Signature. Let's put it that way. So these are my babies. These are the Faber's Castell Polychromos. I could only afford the small set. It is my dream to one day own a larger set or buy them open stock. My Hobby Lobby, which is the closest craft store to me, does not sell these open stock. The only thing they have open stock right now are Prismacolor watercolors, and I don't need those. So someone told me Michael's does. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to decipher if paying the up price in the store which is worth it, like paying the shipping from Blix or paying the up price from the store, you know what I mean? But I would say in terms of like coloring feel, and I just love these pencils. This is the one. I mean, this is over Prisma, even over Crayola, even though I'm used to Crayola, and that's why I color with them so much, because I know what all the colors are going to come out like, so it's never a shock or surprise, you know what I mean? But that's just from years of using them. I would love to get that way. Okay, guys, as I said, it would probably be a difficult filming session with all the action going on. Okay, so next up I have one of my, or probably my oldest set of pencils. These are called Sunset 24s. They were 59 cents when first on the market. I have used them quite a bit, quite more than I would like. They're the double-ended pencils, and you know, they're so old that but they work so good. Made by the Empire Pencil Company, for map coloring, sketching, and drawing. So, as I was saying, my dog's crawling on me. They're double-ended, which is always handy because when you go out, you can take the less amount and have more pencils. But they're just so beautiful. I can't use them down to nubs, you know. I want to keep them. Yeah, there's just a pack of Crayolas in here and a pack of Crazy Arts. They were in some stuff I got from thrift stores, so those are not really for me to keep, along with 2 packs of Pro Marks. Just storing them in here. I have an extra pack of Ink brand mechanical color point skin tone pencils. I love these, so I have 1 or 2 sets out in the wild. Shh. And an extra set just in case they stop making those or stop selling them at the Dollar Tree, which, you know, is a common thing that they do. So let's see. I've also got the Color of Kindness pencils, and those are now in my big new 150 set that I got for Christmas. But my husband had already gotten these for me, so now I have these as well. Extras. Listen, you cannot climb up this chair. Okay, can you get down? Can you get down? Good girl, get down. Yeah. Where's your ball? Where's your toy? Go find your toy. And then in the rest of this basket is my obsession with twistables. So, when you buy twistables, before you know you're obsessed, you buy small sets, and then you want a bigger set, and when you want a bigger set, so then you have extra sets. So that's why I have so many. I also have the Sketchy brand, Mr. Sketch brand as well. Hush, quit now. And I also have them in the, oh my gosh, my hair. So weird, you guys. I also have them in the Crayola makes them in Silly Scents. So I have all these, and my tip for you is if you're going to get into twistables as deep as I've gotten into it, save your empty barrel when you run out of one. Because if you ever get one of those colors that when you push down on it wants to give away, you can change it. Put your color that's broken in your old barrel. And there's a video on my Crayola Twistable playlist explaining how to do that. I didn't make it, someone else did, and thank goodness he did, and he left it up because it's for everyone to now enjoy. So I will one day do a video on comparing twistables, because now I have added Crazy Art twistables to the family, and I really like those, but they're bold and bright ones, so I don't know how the regular ones would be. And then of course I have a whole extra set of 30 because I was on vacation and did not bring pencils and got bored, so I was at Walmart and was not about to purchase, you know, some other pencils that I knew I wasn't going to like. So that is the contents of this drawer, and I'm going to pause you while I put it all back and get another drawer and try to calm her down. Okay, my last drawer in that stack is more or less, let's see, stickers, stencils. I have a whole bunch of stickers from Temu, great for books, journals, etc. I came to this coloring world into the, I mean, we've all always colored, but I came to it from the art journaling world. So this is what's basically remaining of an insane amount of like a room full of art journaling stuff. But I've got stickers, I've got stencils, the kind you can stick on your page, and those are so handy. I love those. I bought a bunch of those from the Dollar Tree back in the day, and I still keep some of this stuff because I still do work in sketchbooks and art journals, but I keep everything kind of small these days. You know, I told you guys before, I live in a mobile home, and it's actually bigger than my house was. But I don't want to be stuffed from wall to wall. I've got some stamps, some plastic stamps. These were in the Dollar Tree a few years back when the coloring craze hit, and they were stamps that you stamp and color in yourself. So of course I got every one they had. My label maker, die cuts are in there. Tim Holtz die cuts. I use these in my collages. I still like to collage, so that's why I still have a lot of this stuff in this packet. I want to pull it out, but I've got, you know, my different stamps, pads. Like I said, some Temu stickers that I do like to use in my books, and I used to get my pictures. There's a bunch of stacks of photos. I like to journal with my own photos because then it means something to me, you know. Oh, that's the one I just got in Delaware, sticker book. I used to get my pictures printed. I use an app where you can, you know, just get your pictures printed in little grids like this. And that way you can cut them out and use them for small projects like coloring book pages, which I have done, or journal pages, or whatever you want. So I have a bag full of those, and I'm trying to use those up. I promised myself I wouldn't order anymore. And this container right here, these are my most used kind of stamps and things. These are birds, and I love the dream catchers, and I use these different stencils for backgrounds more than any other ones, but besides my I have a couple different alpha stencils that I use a lot too, which I will show you in my other pencil case that I keep on my bed. But I have found that I like using, I found these at Five Below. These are called Marvy Uchita's Color In Markers, and they're, I believe, pigment inks. Let me see, wait. Or what kind of ink is this? Marvy Uchita. I can't remember if it's like India ink or pigment. Like, what is it? What is it really? I'm not sure. But I prefer to color my stamps and stencils with these instead of messy stamp pads. Because remember, I told you I'm having this issue as I get older of not wanting to make messes and be messy. So yeah, my stamp pad collection has reduced way low to the few little colors that you saw me show you. And the only reason I have those is because my husband put them in my Christmas stocking. And then I always keep a big black ink pad because it's very useful for different things that I do. I also have some embossing inks that I got at a yard sale, and I have not used those, but when I do, I will use the black pad with those. So that's that. Hang on for another drawer. All right, so this drawer is the closest to me on the right, and it contains my gel pen, what's left of. My brother bought me a 100 set when I first moved here, so that was 2.5 years ago. And I also had a bunch left over, like 50 set that I got from Five Below. And, you know, you pick up sets here and there or whatever. So this is what's left, and I have them bunched up in colors so that I know, you know, when I'm... So you're going to see a whole bunch of pictures from me with, like, these purple colors that I didn't use that much of. I do have quite a few of the golds and, you know, bronzy colors. Blues. Not many blues. I love blue. Some greens. Not too many blacks left. Very few. But I've got Office in Style, and plus the Artist Loft, which is what Jay bought me for Christmas. And then I have very few yellow, because yellow is my favorite. So not many of those left. And in here, I also have a heat gun, a proper heat gun. Took me years of being a crafter before I got myself one of those, but if you want to dry paint quickly, dry markers quickly, remove wallpaper from the walls or paint, you can use it for, that's what it's for, you know, originally. That might be an industrial heat gun, I'm not sure. Please don't take your heat gun to your wall. Don't listen to me, I'm just a girl on the internet. I just saw somebody removing wallpaper or something one time with it, or paint maybe, and then scraping it. What else is in here? A USB disco light, because we all need one of those. This was a gift from a friend for Christmas. What else? Oh, these metallic pencils are one of the best that I have. You'll never guess where they came from. Dollar Tree. You can even see the I don't know if you can see, but I can see the gold. Anyway, you can even see the gold in this gold one. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, anyway, if you get the chance to get these at the Dollar Tree, if you ever see them again, they're just these many in a pack, 6. Grab them, they're amazing. Hang on while I get another drawer. Okay, I'm going to try this location. Down on the floor. You can see I got a mirror right there, so if you see my dog and you see me beating her, just ignore it. No, I'm kidding. I shut my window and I moved down to the floor, and sometimes if she could be on my lap, she's a little bit more calmer, but I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to have to take her to the vet, and I don't know. She seems like something is wrong with her, because I can't seem to socialize her, even though I take her out all the time. Play with her. We have all kinds of toys and things that we do, but she just wants to bark at that ear-piercing bark constantly. Anyway, you're here for art supplies, not toys. Okay, so this is one of the 2 drawers that's, one of the 3 drawers that's right next to my bed. So it's kind of like my drawer of shame, because there's a lot of stuff like thrown in here. But it's stuff I use all the time, except for I'm not so good at ditching my trash out of here. So this is probably trash. I think I saved this because I was going to swatch out the Mirandy pens for you guys that I got from Temu that I really liked. And excuse me, ma'am, you're right next to the camera. No, you're barking at yourself in the mirror. All right, let's see. let's see if I can block. Sorry guys, I'm trying to block her from like being so distracted. I don't know. Anyway, this is just a bunch of stuff that I had in my sketchbook. So that's what that is. Of course, towel for painting, you know, squirting your water brush onto. Double-sided tape. This is one of the best things the Dollar Tree sells. They used to sell the red one, the red tape, and it was clear, and I love it. This is clear too. It's just white on the outside. The other one was red. My husband swears that we bought up every pack they ever owned and sold because I would go through it. If you don't want a glue stick, and this is also good for heavier items like photographs, because sometimes glue stick is good for paper on paper, thin paper on thin paper, or paper of equal, you know, thickness. But when you're wanting to put on things made out of cardboard, photographs, some of your, you know, chipboard, things like that, a glue stick will not always want to hold it. So this is a godsend, and I buy this at the Dollar Tree constantly. In fact, I have a drawer of shame of it in another room. So Scotch tape, you know, just for whatever you use Scotch tape for. But to the person, and I think her name was Kimberly Pinkney, please forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, who asked me what I did when my twistable pencils pushed down, because people had that problem. I've only had that problem once or twice, but I switched mine out because I had empty barrels from old ones, like I was telling you before. But what I have seen with other people is they just wrap Scotch tape around the top of the barrel where you twirl it. And then that stops it from moving until you've used it down enough to where you have to, you better knock it off, until you've used it down enough to where you have to, of course, replace that. So that made me think of that. Oh, here's my, I told you, because this is like my favorite things mostly a lot of times. These are my Royal and Langnickel metallic pencils. And I love these pencils. Love these pencils. In fact, I used the True Gold, like the gold one, to a nub, and I don't have any more backup sets. I'm sure I can find them on eBay, but you know, it's gonna make me mad that they're charging way too much for them. More stuff that goes in my sketchbook journal thing. Here's one of my favorite things, the outfit set that I use to date my pages, sometimes in my other books besides coloring books, of course. This came in a child set with the protractor and ruler and all that. In fact, it's pink, so it was probably my youngest daughter's, and she is now having a baby, so that's how old that is. Of course, glue stick. I was once taking a collage class, and the lady in the collage class said that she would not accept anything but Staples brand glue stick. She felt that strongly about it. And I used to have Oohoo is markers. Oohoo brand. I've had, you know, just every brand you could get. But she had something there. I think the Staples glue stick really has it going on. So I don't know how many I have left from that, but I have some. What is in here? Who knows? Oh, so these are my collection of ink brand color sharp mechanical pencils, and also the Zebra Sensation mechanical pencils. I also have some refill for the ink brands. I have 2 or 3 of these refills. They used to sell them in a pack with refills, and I don't see them like that anymore. I like to draw on these. The sharpener is on the top, and I also use the sharpeners on my Crayola twistable pencils if I need to have a you know, a point. Usually I just color on one side and then that leaves the other side flat and sharp, you know. But sometimes you need a sharpener. Sometimes you need a sharpener, and you pull that off, and that's where you refill more ink. Anyway, if I had to compare the Zebra Sensations with the Color Point, I would say that the Color Point is a little bit better than the Zebra. But I just really like them, especially for newsprinty kind of paper. So if you got a coloring book you were wanting to use with newsprint, kids print paper, I have a couple sketchbooks. That's the kind you can get at Five Below. I mean, the price is right, but the paper's bad. And I find these pencils work great in them, and that's why you probably wonder why I'm always buying them, and that's why. Let's see. This was my pencil case that I just came back with. You know, I showed you guys my favorite tools to play with are these Dual Effects double line markers. I have several of those. I always have a multi-pen because, you know, it's just a way that you can have more colors. I have this pencil that has these extra leads, so you can have a 12 color pencil. And I told you before that I always like to sketch in Prismacolor if I can. It just depends on what I'm sketching on. Like I said, those one sketchbooks that you get at Five Below and stuff, they work better with the those ink brand pencils, mechanical pencils. And then down in here, I think I have a set of the ink brand flesh tones, and then I have big intensity very fine liner. And I also carry, usually I carry a Papermint Flare wherever I go because that's my favorite. So I showed you that before, but that's kind of my go-to. Like if I was going to the beach tomorrow, I would grab this and the sketchbook I'm currently working on, which is a very small one that I'm trying to finish up before I start my new one. So what else is in here? Tons of, this is a whole giant pack of stencils. So these are great for if you do planning and planners, bullet journaling, Bible journaling, any kind of art. They have every one you could possibly think of, alphabets, everything. And I have had these forever, and I think I got them from Wish. But fantastic purchase. 10 out of 10 would recommend. These I just got the other day because, and there is another hair stuck to me. I'm going to be bald by next week. Shh. You gotta calm down now. No. This is Crazy Art Mosaic double-sided crayons. And I was in Hobby Lobby getting something else, and they were $1.24. So I thought I would test them out. I tested them quickly. They seem kind of light, but sometimes, you know, you have to give it a little bit of a scrub. So this is another thing that I will swatch with you guys. You know, Elmer's Glue Runner washi. These are my itty bitty pencils that I sometimes throw in a bag because, you know, they're small and you have 12 of them. My favorite little scissors. I get these at an art shop in Ohio. So I have back pairs because, you know, I tend to lose things. What's left of my white Poscas, they probably mostly dead. Here is where I took some paints that I found at a thrift store and just put them in an Altoids tin so that I could have a travel set. Nothing, tape, microtip brush pen, water brush. This is the other comb sharpener that I like, the one with the lid, so that, you know, if you're somewhere that you can't just hang over a trash can, it holds your, those are a little bit more than the other ones though. In fact, a couple dollars more. This is just an empty pencil roll. These are some, hey you, move your big head. These are some paintbrushes that I got on Temu that I really, really love. I have showed you guys these before. I noticed that there's a lot of sellers selling them now. They are super nice. So if you're going to want to have something other than a water brush, because not everybody likes water brushes, I have come to learn. Some people just don't like the lack of control, and some people just are used to what they're used to. So now here's my big pencil case that sits in here. When I'm in my bed, I can just reach right down in here if I am doing my artwork in my like little journal sketchbook thing. Stop. Sit. So some of my favorite things on earth are these pencils. I have a bunch of these. These are Koh-i-Noor Magic Effects pencils, and they come in a pack of 6. I do have the entire Koh-i-Noor set of the skinny ones, but I like these because you see the skinny ones, it'll be 3 different colors of blue, or 3 different colors of purple, or 3 different colors of brown, you know. Whereas these, you have all kinds of colors mixed in together. So, and they all have a name. I thought they all had a name. Maybe we just all have given them names over the years, because I have heard like one of them being called the fireworks one, and the stress levels. Then there's one called the 4th of July one. I don't know. So, okay, we have my favorite pens of all pens are Papermate Flares. These little buggers are expensive. I mean, even on sale, they're $20 for not that many of them. And I freaking adore these pencils. Pens. I love these pens. They're my favorite. So they stay right by me. I like to sketch with them. I like to, the way they move. I don't know. It's a thing, you know, it's a thing. These are a bunch of new things I got on my trip, which just really haven't been filed away, so that's why they're all there. Along with the Centos. These are the new Dollar Tree. They are called Ink Brand Metallic. They had them written as ink pens, but they're gel pens, but they're ink pens. I don't know. They're both. But I like those. Those are good. They shouldn't be in my favorite things, but like I said, I haven't filed everything away yet. More. I have not put everything away yet since my trip. It's just been a lot going on, you know, plus the holiday. More Dual Effects pens and the other ones, and yeah, we'll see what's in here. An odd Crayola now and again, like that just fell in here or I forgot to put away. Here's more of the Koh-i-Noor Magic Effects. Love these pencils. Again, they're big fat pencils that you will have forever. Here is when I took an eyeshadow palette, dug all the eyeshadow out, and put in watercolor. Believe it or not, it still works. This is ancient watercolor. So, you know, in a pinch. And I have a little palette in here. I have erasers, pencils. I like these a lot. I use a lot of these because if I'm really only wanting to bring a couple of things, these are good for making a quick, this one my dog chewed, making a quick, you know, like suggestion of a sky or a background or whatever. So I do have some of these. I think they're for like kids parties and whatnot. I do have some of those. I have stapler. I have a vintage page holder opener thing, some tabs. I have the Tim Holtz scissors there. Yeah, I mean, I think you get the, oh, I'll just show you this. Here's my Tim Holtz, what do you call it, straight edge. I love that. And I was going to show you the scissors that my daughter bought me that I just love, but I don't know where they are right now. And I have you see a pesky dog trying to bite me. So let me put this drawer away, and we'll be back for the next one. Oof. Okay, so now we are on the last drawer down here. And again, I'm gonna do it this way because she seems to be freaked out when I'm like standing up, trying to lean over the chair to show you guys stuff. And so we'll try it this way. So here is a beautiful pencil case that I got from Temu last year. I had a matching purse to go with it as well. I just think it's so pretty. But anyway, this was like billed as a clutch. It's too small for me. I mean, I could probably just my phone and whatever, but so, and here I keep all my Prismas. I have a lot of Prismas. Before I got the 150 set as a gift for my daughter, I had, you know, you buy like a 12 set, then you buy the 24, the 48 or whatever. So yeah, I have a lot of them. I have some of them, very old ones from college. So let's see. This is how they look now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Prismacolor in silver. So I've got where'd that one go? Where did that one go? Oh my gosh. If she doesn't stop barking, you're gonna have to put me in a loony bin. Well, I'm not sure where the old ones are, but in here is where a lot of nubs come to live. And, you know, I feel like I should use these. Oh, there's a fine touch that doesn't belong there. I feel like I should use these before I use the 150, although I don't have every color in here that comes in the 150. So some of these are, like I said, doubles and triples of colors. And then, of course, I'm missing some colors that the 150 set has. So I try not to use my 150 set unless I don't have a color. But here's the thing. I've talked to you guys about this before. I know some of you use your best, most beautiful, most expensive pencils in your coloring books, and you feel perfectly fine about it because that's your art, and I get it. But for me, I feel like there's a 50% chance that any coloring page I do will probably end up, you know, being trashed at some point, because I mean, I'm not going to carry 100 coloring books around me for the rest of my life. So to that end, I feel as if, you know, if I can get away with using my budget stuff, I will do it. Especially for some of these pages that I know I'm just messing around in. You know what I mean? Like, I just know that I'm doing this to pass the time, and I'm not giving it my all, and so forth, you know? But I want to really try to get back into doing portraits. I have done portraits in the past. Were they great portraits? Probably not. I mean, I'm never going to be Picasso. Well, I might be him, but I'm never going to be Leonardo da Vinci. But I feel like, you know, there's some stuff I should save, you know, for those things. Maybe I'll take another class and get better at it, but you know, I want to enjoy my products, but yet also I want to be practical, because I know I can't buy myself 150 more Prismacolors. That was a extravagant gift for my daughter, and you know, I will never be able to do that for myself. So you know, I try to be a little more choosy about what I use. So that's why I try to go through these, use these first, goof around with these if I want to goof around. If I'm having a page that is just, you know, I can't smooth out with my other things, then I will get in here and use these. And sometimes I use these to play in my sketchbook because, you know, because of the fact they're so soft, is where you lose the detail, but also where you can smush and blend. And, you know, they're almost like oil pastels in a way, right? So there's that. And in here is every watercolored pencil that I own that is not a Derwent. So I have some in here that I will probably never use again, like these Stampin' Up ones that were for, I guess, you know, scrapbookers back in the day. They're not good. They're not good. I kept them in case the little kitties wanted to play with them, you know, dip them in water and get a kick out of them that way. I have these Fine Touch ones, which were Hobby Lobby's watercolor pencils, and so I have those. They're not too bad. I have Crayola now. I was very fond of Crayola watercolor pencils, and me and my daughter had a long discussion about this because you see they're different. I remember back when I was in college, okay, before I had to buy my better supplies, I remember having a huge collection of Crayola watercolor pencils, and I gave my daughter all my Crayola pencils, and she said, "Why are you giving me your Crayolas? You love them." And I said, "Because I have the watercolor, so I can use them either way. Why need two?" And now the biggest box I can find is 24. So I know I'm not crazy. I know that they had a bigger box at one point in time, but I'll be darned if I can find it on eBay. So yeah. Some of these are just Crayolas, but most of them are the watercolors. The watercolors. And I think these are the old ones. They must be, because they're short. Or they might be the new ones. Let me see. Papercraft. Those were the Dollar Tree ones, and these ones are not bad either. They're made by Papercraft, not Dollar Tree. So if you ever see these, you can see I use them. They weren't bad. Let's see. Oh, I used to have a big thing of portfolio watercolors, and I've never been able to find those again. And this is the last remaining color I have of those. So I used to play with those all the time when my kids were little. So I can't tell which are the new Crayola watercolors and which are the old ones. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's in here. Crayola Fine Touch. You can see the different, Crayola fonts, right? So you can tell that some of them are old and some of them are new. So that's what's in here. I'm going to get rid of the Stampin' Up ones probably. I don't know. We'll see if the kids want to play with them when they come. If they have any interest at all. My granddaughter will be 4 when she gets here. And I don't know how she really feels about doing art. You know, she likes to make things like for her daddy and stuff. Cards or whatever. So, alright. And here we have my dip pen. And I got these at Dollar Tree. They don't sell them anymore that I have found. So, you know, if you like dip pens, you should have got one before. That's so mean. More of these. I have these. I showed you guys these before. I got these at Pop Shelf. They're the 3-tiered tray. I think these are brilliant for people who are doing stuff outside and you know, like a pencil thing or something, and you just need you want a background, or you what I'm saying is, I don't know if you want to make a whole painting out of these, but for what I needed them for, they worked perfectly fine. I think they work great in coloring books. You know, I just don't know that you could produce a masterpiece with this, which is fine with me. I have a bunch of these Crayola signature acrylic pearlescent paint. I bought them very reduced at Ollie's, and of course I wanted the tin. I only tried these once, did not like them, felt them to be way too see-through and sheer. So, yeah, not a fan. Excuse me, I'm drinking Diet Coke. I told you guys I rarely do. I drink soda. Stickles. My stickles is in here. So I have gold and different silvers and the clear ones. And this is like a greenish color. I don't have as many as some people do. Mostly because I could not find them. In fact, my Hobby Lobby in Florida does not sell them. My Hobby Lobby in Ohio did, and that's where I got all my stickles. So that is disgusting that I have to now find somewhere else to get stickles. Let's see, I've got this one and this black one. Haven't used a lot of that. What else is in here? So I'd have Neo Color Tubes by Karen Dash. I have used my Neo Color Tubes, as you can tell. I do like Neo Color Tubes. I probably should use them more, but I wanted to try them out and see how they were, and, you know, I'm glad I did. I think I paid about 20 bucks for these 15, so they're expensive. Something that you think you'll like, you know, maybe save up, because the bigger a set gets, yes, it's more expensive, but it's also, you know, you're getting more colors, and maybe that's a good thing for you. I have the Portfolio water-soluble oil pastels. I want to start doing some more things with these, because when I first got them, I loved using them. And have used them some from what they were. So yeah, I like oil pastels anyway. And the fact that these ones are water soluble is even better, because I did a little test, because someone had said all oil pastels are water soluble. No, they are not. Some of them you can dump, you know, the Holy Grail over the top of them, and they are not moving. I have my glues, you know, just I use Aleene's Tacky Glue, prefer the clear one. I think I'm out of it. And Elmer's for the not so important things. Oh, here's my clear Aleene's Tacky Glue. Now this is for all papery stuff where I add pictures, menus, postcards, you know, stuff to my journals that I don't want to use that tape stuff for I showed you earlier. That's what I use. I have a set of Winsor & Newton paints in here. If I can even get them open, because they were stuck for a minute. Okay, here we go. And they are pretty, you know, there's some left in here, a lot of brown, some of that color, and a little bit of that one, or some of that one, a lot of that one. But the blues are gone pretty much. The reds, the white, and the yellow. The yellows always go first for me. I told you I love yellow. Love it. I don't know where I got this, but highly suggest getting one of these if you run into one. It's just a palette, but it's got the thumb hole, and it's also got, I'm assuming these are holes to stick your brush when you're not using one or something, but you can see that mine needs a really good bath. But yeah, I really like this palette, you know, because it folds flat and it's bigger than most things. Here's an item that is, to me, like, I don't know anyone else that has these. If you have these, give me a holler. This is Marvy Uchida Color in Watercolor twistables, because we know I'm obsessed, right, with the twistables. And so, yeah, these are watercolor twistables. Now, have not used these a bunch. I've used every color at least once, I'm sure. But I'm wondering, because I got these very early on, I'm wondering if it would be better if I try them, you know, scratching them on a palette, because I remember thinking when I was using them that the water was not breaking the paint down. There was like little chunks of the crayon-esque stuff in there. But something told me to hang on to them, don't get rid of them, because they were so different. Nice case, too. Mine's broke, I think. Yeah, the case itself, like right here, snapped the lid. But yeah, they were just so different, and when I saw these on eBay, I had to have them. So I'm going to have to test that out and see. I've shown these to you guys before, but they did make it to the Florida move. And these are your standard grade Hobby Lobby paints, but these are all earth tones. So if you can see in this light, like which ones are blue, green, like browns and grays. And I found these come in handy when doing backgrounds of things like, you know, woods and landscapey things like that. Because you could block out a lot of the color, and then you could go back with your pencils and make it a little bit better. What color? Oh, shame to say, that's white. That's white under there. Gonna have to scrub that one. But yeah, and so like for example, in my Dracula book, there's a lot of dark things, castles and things, and it'd be so much easier to use paint to get that done. So there's that. These are the ones that I bought recently at the thrift store, and they are not the best grade paint, on par with Hobby Lobby paint, I would say, Master's Touch type stuff. But you could see how many really bright poppy colors there are, which is a yay for me. So I found a brush that would fit in there, and you know, I've already been using those because your girl loves watercoloring, loves it. I have these. So these were advertised as Paul Rubens on AliExpress, and there was no Paul Rubens marking on them. When I complained, they told me that they are Paul Rubens, but they decant their own. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I just know these are really nice, beautiful watercolors. So, you know, it's one of those things where you take your chances. But these are like the ice cream colors and stuff, and you know, they have their place. I liked it for all of the blue selections to do, you know, oceany things with. So that's what I got these. You know, to be honest with you guys, we get so many supplies that sometimes I forget things exist, and it's sad because I'll be like wanting to color something, and I'll be racking my brain trying to figure out what to color it with, and I have something and I just don't think of it because there's just so much other stuff. Some more stickles and some beautiful blue colors. Beautiful blue. Let's see. These I've had for, you know, a dog's age. These are Reeves, and I've always thought Reeves had great products. At one time, these were in a nice box and everything, but leave it to me to trash out my my art supplies. But these are water-soluble crayons, so I think Reeves makes great stuff, and it is affordable, and you get a little bit more than you pay for with Reeves. So I have kept a hold of these for a long, long time because they just never, you know, let me down. And if you like that, you know, sometimes you just want to with something and not like da, 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 da. That's what these are good for, because you can scratch a bunch of color on there, you know, add water, mix, and have a good time. So I keep those. Down here's a bunch of Mod Podge, and black paint for backgrounds, which I'm not going to pull out. My little water bottles for, you know, water. I've got the Artistro paint set. This is usually my go-to for paint when I'm going to paint. This is what I paint with. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to it, like it a lot, whatever, both. They have a wide variety. They have neons, they have earthy tones, and they just, you know, they have a lot of, they have darks, they have what you need. But I love the fluorescent orange, the fluorescent green, the yellow. I love all, you know, the oranges for my beach stuff. So, it's funny because I bought this set when I first saw it on, you know, I buy everything on eBay. I'm not an Amazon girl, but when I first saw it on eBay and I looked around at it and stuff, I bought it. I knew I would like it. And then comes with a brush, an eraser, sponge, and a water brush. And water brush is nice too. And that following Christmas, my daughter, here came a package in the mail with the same exact paint set. She goes, I saw these and I thought you would like them. I was like, that's hysterical because I have them. So now I have two. Down here, I have this set from DDD Praise, which is a seller or company sold on Temu. And these are, you know, like your champagnes, golds. I love this blue. They're very nice. This water white one can make everything look shimmery. There's nothing wrong with these. Sometimes you want to do 2 coats, but I have no complaints. And they have all kinds of sets. If you want a skin tone set, if you want, you know, sunset, if you want forest, I mean, search Temu and you will be able to find everything from this seller or this brand. So can't complain there. What's down there? Another stickle. More stickles. Another of the silvery. And then I have some metallic prang. And I told you guys before what happened to my glitter prang, which made me so sad because guess what? Glitter prang is not the price I paid for it. In the store, they want $10 for prang paints now. So these are my metallic prangs, and I'm holding on to those because they are kind of fun, and you make cute backgrounds, especially if you're doing like the ocean ebooks and stuff like that. Also down there are some like makeup sponges and cotton rounds for my pastels. So these are made by Stampin' Up, and I just got done telling you earlier that I hated their watercolor pencils, but I do not hate their pastels. So if I'm doing a pastel background, this is what I'm using. And I have an even better brand of pastels, and I will go to these first. So, you know, it's one of those things. I guess we all have our likes and dislikes, but they have a wide range of color. And, you know, I even made my little cloud stencils for my pictures, and I sealed them with hairspray. And there is never a problem with these pastels. They go on evenly and nicely, and everybody's happy. Okay. So we are into this video at 1 hour and 19 minutes, and all we've done is cover my nightstand. I am worried that we're going to have to do part 2, and see, I hate to do that because no one ever watches part 2. and some of the good stuff, like my pencil cases with my actual pencils, you know, are going to be in part 2. Let me pause, get something to drink, and put this away and see if I have a way to kind of condense, okay? Hang on just 1 second. Okay, I ate some yummy melon and got a second wind. I found these on my shelf. That's my bookshelf over there, which I'm in the middle of rearranging and cleaning. When I do all that, I might do an art room tour, because my art room is my bedroom. Okay, here's how it works. My husband works 3rd shift, so I sleep in this room. There's a bed in here. I sleep in this room when he has to work, because I'm a very noisy woman, and apparently, like, you know, I kick and stuff. So when he gets home in the morning, you know, he doesn't want to be listening to the TV and the dog and da da da. He likes to just, he's got blackout curtains and he just wants peace, and I understand. So I'll sleep in here. So that's why I can do whatever I want in here. But yeah, maybe I will want to get it cleaned up before my son comes, because he'll probably stay in here when he comes. I'll give you guys a tour, because I'm currently, you know, trying to do a little tucking and nipping and anyway. So here's a beautiful Crayola box, and what is in here? Oh, so these are Artist Choice pencils. I got these for like $1 at a thrift store one day, and there was 150, I think, of them. 120, 150. They're a lot. I googled them, and they were like $25 online at the time, which was probably like a year or a little over a year ago. They're perfectly fine pencils. They work on some paper better than others. I used them a lot. I used to have them in a cup and use them. And then I was missing my Crayolas, because that's what I do. That's what happens when you become like addicted to a certain brand, and you know before you pick them up what's going to happen. Look at this. Ah! So here are some collections of Crayolas that you can't get anymore. You can't get blenders anymore. I bought blenders on a trip to Cincinnati Zoo with my kids. Stopped in a little store, and they were, you know, in a pack, and forget how many there were. They should all be here, but who knows, because I have survived 3 children, or they have survived me, however that is. But the idea was the 2 colors, you know, on each end were supposed to be able to be blended into each other. And I remember it came in a foldy pack that was like plastic with little snaps, and the other side was one side was like the guidebook, and another side was like paper. I just thought they were so cool. So, you know, I've held on to those all this time, and then they came out with them looking like, I believe, like this. Then they switched. Didn't say, no, that's the blender. It was like this, I believe, was the second iteration of them, only they weren't, you know, each end did not go together. But, you know, this side is this side and this side is this side. And then I believe they went to the last time I purchased, they just looked like this. So they went to this plain kind of color. But these still work. Every now and then I take one out and mess with it to make sure that, you know, I don't know what happens if they get dried out or whatever, but see, some of them are kind of getting shorty, so I don't want to use them, and I love them. I think I got one set in this tin, which I don't have anything in here right now, but I got this Crayola tin one time at Ollie's, and I think it had the set of double-ended ones that look like this, and then it came with a few things up here, like a pencil sharpener. You know, I had the whole insert deal in there. But I like the tins, and I use them for other stuff, and obviously I was using this one for some kind of pencils, but you know, they're easy to transport around if you're traveling in the tin. So yeah, this is my beautiful collection of vintagey double-ended Crayolas. And oh, there's one erasable. Now, a lot of people really hate Crayola erasable pencils. And I do agree that for coloring, they are not sis. But if you draw, I found that these, like if I couldn't find a coal erase and I grabbed one of these instead, it's just fine because you know you're sketching, so sketches are meant to be covered up or erased, or you know, you're going to do ink over it or whatever you're going to do. So yeah, I never got rid of mine, so I have a whole set somewhere where I don't know. That's what's in there. And then on that same shelf lives what is left of my what do you call these? Super tips. So I've got like the skinny ones, and I've got these ones, these big fat ones that I don't ever see anybody using. But I started out with like a 20 set when I first was coloring, and then I got a 50 set, I think. Or no, I got a 100 set. And then our grocery store was closing down, and the 50 set was like ridiculous, like $2 or something. I mean, I could not pass it up. So I got it. So, but this is what's left. And once I use these down, I don't think I will get Crayola. What did I just say? These are. I don't think I will get these again because they're so streaky, and there's so many other water-based markers on the market. You know, I mean, maybe I would keep a small set around just for, but I really don't know why. Why would I? I have watercolor paints. I have other markers. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see. So I try to, you know, use them every now and then, or if I need a color that I don't have in something. But yeah, I need to test these all again and see. I also have the crazy art ones. I would not recommend those. They're probably more streakier. I did buy a set of Mr. Sketch markers at Ollie's one day because if you know, you know. Mr. Sketch markers, the smell. My kids used to get them for school, and I was all the time sniffing them. And, you know, the kids would be like, Mom, get your face out of my markers. But so that's really what's left. There's a few, I've got a few here of metallic markers. I don't have a lot of metallic markers. I don't find a need for them really because I can use a gel pen. I'm not gonna really color something entirely metallic unless I do have like the ones that sometimes use for backgrounds, like that one. But I really don't have a need for these, but I used to have a whole set of these, and if you could ever find these again, these are amazing. They have lasted me for 7 years, something like that. So that's what's left. Not many, few, 2 or 3. I think I got those at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, that's what's left of the water-based markers that I feel, you know, meh about. So here's some of my crayons, and I keep these crayons accessible. My other crayons are in a drawer that's harder to get at, but I keep these ones accessible because these ones are the ones I use the most, are my favorites. So I have the Colors of the World 32. 32 just gives you hair colors and eye colors. That's all it is. So don't run out and buy it if you know, if you have just the regular one. I'm sure you could find the hair color and eye color in your other boxes of crayons. And my favorite of all time are the confetti crayons. These are amazing. I wish they had more than 24. But they're similar to multi-pencil colors. Like when you color with them, and as you turn, there's little other pieces of wax in there, so your page or your picture or whatever it is you're coloring has flecks of other colors in it, and I just think that is so fun because I love the unpredictability of it all. Here's a pack of 24 colors of kindness, so I did not need the one that I got from the Dollar Tree, apparently. But I didn't know. I couldn't remember. So yeah, I will save that one for the kiddos. But these are the ones I'm after. I did find out that they sell 24 set, so I'm after those, and I just got a pack of black construction paper at my thrift store, so oh boy, I will be having a good time. Those are wonderful. Those I told you, didn't know I had, so I got them. And then I also like the metallic crayons. I use these quite a bit. Like say I'm coloring in my journal or my sketchbook. It's a small sketchbook. I don't know. I call it a journal sketchbook, but there's really no journaling in there in terms of like, today I did this or felt this way. It's all art. So we'll call it a sketchbook. Anyway, if I am drawing a picture and it has like say a sunset or something in there, I love to add the metallic colors in there. And it just like the glint, off of the page and the light is very pretty. So I do like those. I don't have the big box of those that I know of, but we're not even in the crayon drawer, so anything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay, so now I have these tubs. You saw me purchase these and praise these from the Dollar Tree. This particular one is all for this mostly, but this is my Bible journal. And these are all my highlighters. So I love the mild liners, and when I first got my mild liners, I loved them so much I colored in them all the time. So if you're looking for something pastel to color in, mild liners could be the thing that you would like because they are double-ended, but it's not a brush tip. It's a bullet nib on that side and a chisel tip on the other. So this is what I have left of those. And then I have some, different Crayola ones. I was just using in my Bible journal, I was just using the glitter ones that I demoed for you guys not too long ago, and they work great on that thin onion skin paper. I have 2 zebra big fatties. The other one is lost. If that dog has it, oh. But these fatties are nice if you are wanting to, underline a whole passage and it goes by faster. So just sharing that little tidbit. And I just kind of keep those together in front of my dresser because sometimes reading scripture, it works in both ways. It can either make me feel relaxed and I can sleep, or I read something and I go, wait a minute, what did that mean? Like what is lost in translation? And then I have to Google, and then I get in forums, and then there's all people with different opinions, and sometimes it can be maddening. So I don't know. And then in this little tub are ones that I also keep close to my bed. They would be in that drawer that I said my favorites were in if I just emptied some more junk out of it. But these are really my favorites. To me, my favorite marker, besides the Papermate Flare, is the Faber-Castell Pit Pen. Excuse me. Trying not to be unladylike, but yeah, sort of. Or pop, as we say in Ohio. But yes, I got all mine on clearance, and I have, some doubles and triples of the colors, but, they were so reasonable I could not pass them up, but I live for these things. See, I could live with these and Papermate Flares forever, but, you have other marker needs in life. So those I keep by my bed because I don't have, I just got what was on the clearance sale at Hobby Lobby, which was all of these. So I don't have every color that I need. So there's a problem. And then I also love Bic Intensity mini pens. Love these, love these, love these. I buy them by the packs in black for my fine lining on my sketches. And then I discovered them in colors. So I thought that's even better. I like to sketch in color. I like to color in color. And you can get into some pretty tight spots with these babies here. So I like those. I like them a lot. And then down here I have a pack of Caran d'Ache markers. Well, they're felt fiber tipped pens is what they called them. I paid $4 for them. They were $15.99. I like to use these as watercolor. Rarely do I use these as markers because they seem to tear up the paper. So, you know, this one has a light flush color, and sometimes I will base a face in that in my journal. Base a face, you know, like do it with water, and then I can go over it with pencils. But they have some good colors in here. Like there's some colors missing that you'd think would be there, but then they have this like super poppy. I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors to wear. Look at, you know, it's not orange, then it's not yellow, but it's that. So Caran d'Ache makes great products. They're just spendy. So yeah, that's my little lovely collection that lives by my bed. Now I have this one that lives a little farther away because oh, excuse me, it does hold things very near and dear to my heart in terms of pennage, or it wouldn't be here. The only thing is, you know, I don't often find myself waking up saying, I need a stout refiner. But these ones here, these ink brand pens, and you will see that I have them in the, no, they're ink R2 blast pens. This is like a combination of a gel pen and a marker. These puppies are awesome. So anytime they've ever busted out some new shades, you know who's in line getting it. So I have blacks and, let's see. Oh, I love this color. That was like a periwinkle. Greens. There's a green that's a lighter. There's a green that's a darker. Reds. They have quite a few, you know, different colors of these. I've never seen a yellow. Funny, but yeah, these are one of my favorite pens. So yeah, I do have a handful of those and grab them when I can. Another favorite is Crayola Take Note. You can see how much I used in these because they are so smooth. So I think I even had 2 sets. Crayola Take Note. What's that? No, that's the Zebra Grip. But Crayola Take Note. They had some very lovely, lovely blues and greens. And even a nice dark blue they had. So Crayola Take Note, I guess it's a gel pen. I see this container is the I really don't know what you are container, because you don't skip like a gel pen, but you're not actually a marker. I mean, I do know that these are markers. But the Triplus fine liners are what I started with when I first got Lost Ocean, and I used a few of them all the way dead during the pages I did in that book, because whew, that book will put you through it. It's a beautiful book, though. Yeah, will I ever finish mine? I don't know. She might be on her way out. So, you know, I got a handful, or more than a handful left of those, a little bit more. But like I said, I love my Crayola Take Notes. These ones here, I think, came from the Dollar Tree, these Tri-Gels. I have a few yellows, and I think I ran into a brown before, but man, those things just glide. Green, was it a green? No, that's a zebra. Zebra has good stuff too. It is this Tri-Gel Fashion. I'm almost 100% sure I got these at the Dollar Tree. Another, just they never skip, and that's my issue with gel pens. The thing that makes me want to throw them is the skipping. So this tub is very near and dear to my heart because you know, it does what I want it to do, and I don't have to keep slapping it against my hand to restart the ink. So, you know that drawer I showed you with the gel pens? Yeah, when they're done, if ever, in this lifetime, I don't know if we'll be revisiting gel pen land. And then this is a tray or a tub. I also got this at the DT that holds some of my other water-based markers. Now, I am more apt to use a water-based marker than a permanent marker. So, when I run out of water-based markers, other than the Crayola ones, will I replace them? Yes, because I use them and I like them. So, going this way, we have, you know, a bunch of Tombos. They are beautiful. I mean, I love them. I can't say enough about these. They are just dreamy. So I would like to replace, you know, all of my water-based markers with Tombos. I think in the end, it's actually worth it because the amount of packs you go through, not even enjoying as much if you would have just bought more Tombos is probably, you know what I mean? Some of these markers, these Zig ones, all these Zig ones I am finding, which isn't that very many anymore, I have had since college, and I told you guys before, I went to college from, well, the last year I attended was 2005. If you ever buy a Zig product, let me just tell you, I'm sorry, the distress marker, no, it's these. If you ever buy a Zig product, it will last you forever. I mean, I know these are not cheap, but I was into calligraphy. I used to like to mess around with it. They got the fat end. They got the skinny end. When I got bored with calligraphy, I still use them. My kids use them to color and draw with in their books. So this is all that's left, but I had a lot of them at one time. The distress markers, however, I bought, I think it was like on Facebook Marketplace, but not like a, what was it called? You know, that app where you could offer up or something. I think that's where I got a bunch of these from the distress markers. I like Tim Holtz distress products. I like his stains, and those can never go bad on you because they are liquid. So I can't say the same about the distress markers. I think these dry up rather quickly, but it could have just been me buying them from some lady who, you know, maybe they were at the end. Anyway, the chance you take, right? I'm not a big fan of these Stampin' Right markers. I think someone gave these to me. Who are these by? They're by Stampin' Up, which I told you had the bad watercolored pencils. So I don't like this brand, but I'm not going to throw them away because they still have ink in them. The rest of this stuff, yeah, goes there, that goes there. These ones that say brush tip, these are all from the Dollar Tree. I like them for what they are. I mean, you're trying to slap a bunch of color on a blank page, you're going to color over it anyway, maybe, or you're going to add something to it. Why in the world would you want to waste, an expensive marker? So I like these. I have the blue, I have the yellow, I think this is one of them, orange. There's a green, red, purple. Yeah, so I got every color I could ever find. Apparently the blue more than once. And I like them. I like them. Not a problem at all. Would use them, would buy them again. And I also like the Paper Factory. Oh, there's a green. Also like the Paper Factory markers. You guys know this because I have bought them twice. Now, the thing about these, and I haven't dumped my second pack in here yet because some of these are not done yet. You have a lot of poppy colors. You don't have many dark colors. If you have to color a big area, you're probably going to get a little streaky. Not like a super tip, but a little. So I'm just letting you know. But you're going to get, I think it's 24 or something like that for $5. I think it's a fair price for what they are. I have not tried to watercolor with these other than, I think I tested it once. Like just swatched it and wasn't impressed. But maybe I'll try again. Oh, here's just a blender. Now these ones were a gift from my father-in-law one Christmas. And, we made a deal long ago with the parents that the Christmas money to go for these little kids. So, we just get each other sort of like small things you can find or whatever. So he bought me these on Wish. And they have been great. I really like these. And they have no name. Double head colored pen. Colored spelled wrong. Or, wrong for US. So yeah, these were great. I took my colored pens and my whatever I had with me and trotted off into the corner and was quiet the rest of the day. So I asked him since then if he knew what seller it was, if he could order me more, and he had no idea, and I don't think he understands how to really to go back and find your stuff, and your things that you purchased, because he's not, he's elderly. So then I have some of the ink microtip. I did have a black, the ink brand microtip pens. There's a metallic green, and I have a black, another black, and a pink. So I like those very much. I have one left of these, and I think the only reason I keep it is so that if you guys should ever come across these, you will know to buy these. But these are twin tip markers made by Debbie Lynn. I'm trying to see if it says year 2016. One of the things I got when I first started coloring, got them at Five Below. These are, they were so good. I love these markers, obviously, because it's not like me to use brush tip. Not like me to use things like down to the nubbins. I mean, sometimes I get bored and will give it to my kids or something. But they were great and never saw those again. I think I tried Googling and didn't find them either. And then these here are another one of my loves. And so I got these at Ollie's, and they have no marking on them. And the pack I had bought was big. This is what's left. And they have lasted me years. And I want to say they were, it's like a pencil brand marker. Like, say, we have Crayola markers, but this was like one of the budget pencil brands markers. If these look familiar to you and you bought these at Ollie's and you remember the name or you still have the packaging by any chance, please tell me what they are called so I can order me some new ones, because I love these. I love these. Like, as each one dies, I have a little feel sorry for myself fest. So those are my water-based markers. Those are the ones that I, actually care about. That if someone broke into the house at night, I would be sad. Whereas if someone broke into my house at night and stole every Crayola super tip I had, I would be like, well, hopefully they didn't break the doorknob, but I wouldn't be sad, because it's just a streaking, man. And you know what? I watch some artists, like artists, working in LA, doing great for themselves, artists who love super tips, love them, but they all use them as watercolor. They don't use them directly to the paper. So there you go. Okay, we're at 1:50. I'm gonna put you on hold. I need something to drink, and we'll move on if we can. Okay, you're in my drawer, my desk drawer that you see me sitting at. This is my special edition of 100 crayons that came out for one of the anniversaries, and they're quite used and nubby, and I have taped the box because it was falling apart, but you know what, they still work, so I still use them. I've got neon crayons. I didn't think those were that great. I've got the pack that introduced Beautiful. I've got neon crayons in a 24 pack. Apparently didn't learn my lesson, or I bought that first. I don't know. I've got metallic, which I do like. I do like those. Now that I have the construction paper, maybe I'll like the neon ones better. I've got metallic magic crayons, so I'm not sure what makes them magic. Do they fly? Pastel and glitter. Now, Crayola glitter crayons, it's pretty universal that there's not much glitter in them. I have trolls, and I have the regular 24 pack of the Colors of the World without the extra hair stuff in there. I have some twistables right there, and pencil cases, washi tape, extra for my traveler's notebooks and that kind of stuff, and like refills for traveler's notebooks, like that kind of thing in here. So nothing too exciting, so hang on. Over here we have some praying pencils. I bought these from the Dollar Tree because they were selling a big set for $1. And oh, my paper cutter's in there. You never know when you need to cut paper. Well, I used to bind books. And then this is my big TN. That's my traveling TN. That I, all of my stuff that I get on my travels, bus tickets, playbills, all that stuff goes in there. So I don't know. Okay, now I'm back at my desk, feeling much more comfy. The floor, when you're getting a little older, it's not that great. It's not that great. Let's be honest. So over here, I have in this teapot that my neighbor gave me a better selection of gel pens. So, when my gel pens that I showed you run out, I will try to replace them with ones that I like and actually will use. I do not care for the metallic Jelly Roll gel pens. I've had these the longest and have the hardest time getting through. They're very watery. But I love the glaze pens. The glaze are my favorites. And let's see what else. yeah, glaze. I got a Moonlight or 2 or 3, like from the top shelf where you can buy them open stock, which is such a handy place. I do have some of the sparkle pops. I have a 4, 5, 6 set of them. I forget. They're ridiculously expensive as well. I mean, I think, for what they are. Yeah, so this is just a set that I happen to get in New Jersey and really like. And I think I only have a couple of those left. But so yeah, this is my, you know, like, if I'm making a picture that I think I'm going to keep or want to give to someone or something like that, I'll use the nicer stuff because I already explained all that to you. And then over here, this is a Halloween mug that my daughter gave me, a real big one that like fits soup, so that's why it has all of these twistables in there. They are always on my right hand side, even though I'm left-handed, because I just use them that much. I feel so comfortable using these pencils, and I love the way they turn out. Do they have their issues? They do. You just have to learn to work around them, or not to let them bother you, or what have you. But in here I have the basic 50 of the Crayola twistables, and you saw my drawer over there. I have backups for any of these that I run out of. But I also added in here, I let the Crazy Art twist ups live in here as well, because I like them that much. And I also have a set of the ones with the pink at the top are the Neat Bold and Brights. So the 50 set of regular twistables, the Crayola twistable Bold and Bright, and also the Crazy Art twist up live up here too. And they were marketed, they don't say it on here, but they were marketed as neons or bolds or something like that. So these all live here. There's a random thing or two in here, paint pen and pencil from something. I must have been not in it because there's the black. I must have started a picture and didn't finish it and thought if I put those there I would remember, and that's how that goes. And my Frida bookmark. So that's that there. And in here lives all of my so I thought I showed you, but all of my ink tints live in here. But I also added my from college days, and these are the oldies, the Prismacolor watercolor, and they have the gold tips on them and the gold writing. So this is what is left, what hasn't been used, destroyed by children, lost in moves, etc. And I also have Derwent watercolor pencils. Yeah, and I think the Prismacolors are better than the Derwents, in my opinion. But you know, some people are Derwent. So what are you gonna do? And that goes there. And then my eraser and some marker. And then here's 2 pencils laying out from a picture that I was doing of a motorcycle, and I needed my husband's help, and he wasn't home. Some washi tape that I just bought and have not put away. Those are my traveler's notebooks and my different watercolor palette thingies that I use. In this box that my daughter made for me. This is not how you say my name, but back in the day when Facebook used to show pronunciation of your name, this is how mine was pronounced, and she got a big kick out of it. We all did, and so she started calling me this, and then it went from there. Anyway, she made me this box, and inside lives the 150 set of Crayolas that I got for Christmas, and I like them right here where I can find them. I sort of have them separated between dark and light, but you know how fast that goes. But I like them right here, so when I'm coloring a picture, they go right back in the box. And down here is the 150 set of Prismacolors. And I'm not going to dig them out because this is a long video and I'm getting tired. We are almost at 2 hours, you guys. So I've got a couple more things to show. Up here, I have a, one of those letter holder things. And in it, I keep all of my Colors of the World markers and my Sharpie ones, and the fine liners, and some other Crayola fine liners, and my Prismacolor skin tone, and some Staedtler markers. Because if I'm sitting down to do a picture, a lot of times it will have a face, because if I want to be braced, that must mean I'm going to be doing something important. If I'm not like in my bed. So I want all these to be where I can find them. I don't want to have to dig, then I get annoyed. And you know, I have to have both water-based and permanent. And then, you know, sometimes you're doing the picture and you're like, well, I need a red lip or whatever, or blue eyes. So I just have a little bit of extra ones in there for, you know, those reasons of coloring people. Oh, here's something I wanted to show you. Something from like an old crayon set that I had. Yeah, it must not be too old. It has a barcode, but so cute, right? Cute, cute, cute. All right, now I'm going to show you my pencil cases, and then we are going to be done. And you know, I'll see you next week when this uploads, because that's probably how long it will take. And one small thing, I have I'm holding back on you guys. I have a tub of pens, ink pens. You know, collectible ink pens, funny ink pens, joke ink pens, ink pens. I am not digging it out. It's under my bed. I'll be pulling out like more of my hair that seems to fall out faster than I can sweep it up. And you've seen pens. And then I have a coffee table in my living room, which has drawers underneath it, and that is where I keep my oil pastels. So if you want a separate video showing oil pastels, I would be glad to do that one for you, because it will be short. But not short enough for me to add it on today. So here is a, I think this is the second pencil case I ever bought. And that's after I got the second one is when I realized that I don't like pencil cases, because out of sight, out of mind. And I probably walk past these 15 times a day and don't even look at them. So, and here's all kinds of Crayolas. Yeah, there's, you know, the ones like from the special effects things before they added them. And this was probably what was left in 120 set. And I really thought, oh, I'm gonna get this. And oh, here's when, you know, the Colors of the World entered the picture before they started including them in with their sets. And yeah, all the beautiful Crayola colors. So yeah, I should probably put the brand new ones in here and put the old ones in that box that I could get to, that I know I go to all the time. Or these are just going to sit here and rot because they're in a pencil case, and pencil cases do not work for me. I know they work for everyone else, but you guys know I am strange and I just don't function the way other people function. I think it's from being left-handed, I swear. Okay, this is the first pencil case I got, and I really like this pencil case. She's a beauty. I've often thought, like, wow, you know, what if I just only owned this many pencils? Just what's in here. Would I be happier? Because I would actually be using everything, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things. And, oh, you know, I'm not making this video to brag. I did not buy all these things myself. I did not buy all these things this year, last year, the year before, the year before, the year before. You know what I mean? It's taken me a long time to acquire. And I've been doing art all my life, so they're not things that are fly by night. My books may come and go, but I doubt it because I can use them in collage. But I will always have my art supplies because I always had art supplies. So don't be thinking of getting on here being fresh, because I will not be listening to it, and I will have some sass back at you depending on my mood, or block you. I don't know. Okay, so here are the Koh-i-Noor tritones, and this is what I was explaining to you about liking the fat ones better. So here's a green tritone. It's green, all right. There's supposed to be 3 colors green in there. It really doesn't matter that much from what, there's a couple of them in here I really loved. There was one that was great for bricks. I might have used every bit of that. There's other ones in here that just seem pointless. I mean, I just did not understand. Like, if there was enough contrast, like this one. This one might have been, this one's called Tiger. This might have been one of the ones that I, used for bricks, or wood. If there was enough variance in the colors, then it made sense, right? It did. It made sense. But, like, there is 3 or 4 yellow ones, and there's three colors in there. You cannot, this all comes out as yellow. So, I quit coloring with them, but they're still fun to play with. And so, every now and then, I'll want to switch up what I have in my pencil case, and I'll come through here and I'll take out a couple of things, because they do you could still make cool drawings with them. Like, if you draw faces, turn the pencil as you're drawing the face, and you'll get a lighter spot here and a darker spot there. So there is that, These are my erosion tins. I bought these from Offer Up, or one of those places in Ohio. So I like these because they're very hard, but there's like a dryness to the pencil. And in certain books, they work really great. And in other books, it just is like more scrubbing. Like, I feel like I'm just scrubbing a rock, my laundry on a rock, and the stain is not getting out. That's what it feels like. But they're beautiful pencils, and I'm not going to get rid of them. I'll just use them on what they're good for using them on for, I think. I have the set that has, like, the neons, of course, because I love that. And then there's some, like, Eastery colors, like lavenders and stuff like that, too, that I bust out every now and then. But all in all, I'd say I pop these out maybe once a year, which is a shame, because, they're great pencils. They're just not what works for me. In these 2 rows, I have Brunfner macarons. I thought they were going to be the be-all and end-all, and they were not. So that's what's kept me from ordering the metallics, because I'm happy with my simple handful of metallics that I already have. Do I want to add 50 more metallics to a full case that I am going to be meh about? I think these probably work for the people that color very lightly and make everything look just like an ice cream dream. I love that style of coloring. It's beautiful, but it's not me, because I am very heavy-handed, and I just can't work that way. So, I don't know. I just do not find... There's been a couple times I've grabbed a book and used them. I was like, these are the best things ever. What is wrong with me? And then the next book I take out, they're just terrible. So it's like every pencil is good in a different book, and I need some kind of master list. These are all of my coal erase. So I have to have my coal erase, because those are for my sketching. So we keep those. I have a set of Siva Vivid, which is a pencil that Walmart used to sell in the beginning of the coloring book craze. And I keep these. These are pencils from India. They are the only pencils I have from India. And I think that they're perfectly fine pencils. A lot of people do not like them. I mean, they're not a pencil I use every day, but they are very vivid, and they're a bigger, fatter pencil, and I used to use them on backgrounds a lot. I think it came with a 24 or 36 set. Can't remember right at the moment, but they did come with like a gold and a silver, and I don't know. I was charmed by these pencils, and I decided that I was going to keep them. And then here is my Prismacolor Vera Thins, which were my absolute baby girlfriends for the longest. Some of them are very small. So for a person like me who has problems with Prismacolors being too mushy, the Vera Thins were the perfect answer, because you could get the point on there. They seemed a little harder. But coloring a bigger space with them, you have to switch the pencil. And but I used these for a lot of pages, back in my coloring portfolio thing. I mean, I could remember pages that I colored entirely with Verithin. So I mean, I don't know why a lot of people don't like these, other than the fact that maybe because they're so skinny at the top that they don't cover as much ground as a regular Prismacolor. That's why you use the Verithin to get your detail work, and then you switch to the Prisma for the rest of it. Over here, I have a set of Koh-i-Noor, just their hard mousse, I think they're called. Just Koh-i-Noor. Yeah, Koh-i-Noor Polycolor, sorry. Polycolor. I think I just got the 12 set of these. In fact, I bought I know what it was. I bought these when I bought the ones from the very beginning. The tritones, the Koh-i-Noor tritones, and when I bought them, these came as a free gift. So these are okay. They're a good pencil. They're a nice pencil. They're not a crazy art pencil, but they're just not my favorite pencil. So I really can't explain to you what's wrong with them, because I can't think of anything. I've used them a couple times. It could be the colors that they came with. I don't know. I should probably mix my 12 sets of nicer pencils together, and maybe I would use them all more because I'd have more of a color range. But here they sit. Yeah. And then over here is just some overstock of Royal and Langnickel Extra of the neons, and that I was telling you about that I loved. I had extra ones. So I put them over here just so that they wouldn't get lost in the shuffle. And because like I said, I can't find them anymore. I haven't looked on eBay lately. What is this? This is a Dixon and Best Orange. I think Dixon used to be Prisma. But yeah. Okay. I have been talking for 2 minutes. 2 hours. 2 hours. And 12 minutes, and I have shown you the bulk of my stuff. Like I said, I left out pens, I left out some other pastels, oil pastels and soft pastels, and if you want to see those, let me know. I will show you another day, but your girl has got to go to bed. So thank you for watching. If you've hung out this long, please put a hand clap in the comments so I will know. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.